No problem. Just bring me in. Just bring me in whenever you're ready.
Now we're officially live.
Oh, okay, good.
Hi, folks. Andrew here. Popcorn and whiskey. Salute. Here we go. And my buddy JD. So it's popcorn, whiskey, and
weed.
Had a little bit of a technical glitch. We were talking for about 2 or 3 minutes, and I realized I forgot to hit the go live button. So, as we were saying, yes, stuff like this happens to all professionals every so often. It also happens to us amateurs more than every so often.
Oh yeah, no one's above a technical glitch. No one's above a technical glitch.
That's right. That's right. Hey, and I do my fair share, and I bring the average up of technical glitches as I do my show. So that's not an issue there. So the story goes, about an hour ago, JD contacted me, say, "Hey, buddy, you going live tonight?" I said, "I don't know. I've had a long ass day, and I don't know if I wanted to." And I said, "If I did, I don't even know what I'm going to be getting into." And he says, "We can do an episode with on Chuck Norris." I said, "Good deal." So we're going to do an episode on Chuck Norris. That's what we're doing.
Yep.
No. So impromptu
Chuck Norris.
Impromptu episode on Chuck Norris. I got to get some things working here in the background. Get that going there. Okay. Oh, popcorn and whiskey. I like this one better. There we go.
Popcorn and whiskey. I'm gonna get you some cool stuff so you can start having some cool logos and pictures in here for you, man. Now that I'm moved in, as soon as I get myself a little bit more caught up, it's on my list, man. It's on my list.
Well, you worry about what you need to do for yourself, and I appreciate it, but you just worry about yourself at this point, because I didn't
get to where I am only worrying about myself.
Well, I told you what I tell you a few weeks ago, and I'm not going to rehash that, but what I tell you.
Yes, no, I get what you're saying, but also there's that line between selfish and not selfish. So
yeah. Look at this. I'm all washed out here. It's really bright on me today, and I don't know why.
Not as like the last time, but yeah.
No, last time I figured out what was going on, so there you go.
I still don't have my forward lights hooked up either yet, so don't feel bad.
Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I'm trying to coordinate. What is this? About 5 different things going on in different parts of the country.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you heard, but rumor has it that Chuck Norris is going to be his own pallbearer at his funeral.
I heard today that people who are saying or writing or videoing Chuck Norrisms, as I call them, Chuck Norris isms, are doing it in bad taste. No, it is not in bad taste. This is a tribute to Chuck.
Yeah, if it wasn't in bad taste when he was alive, then it's definitely not in bad taste. Now that he's gone, it's definitely it's out of respect for him. You know what I mean? We're not making fun of him. We're just I don't even know what to call it. It's because his legacy.
We're honoring him. We're honoring him.
Yeah. We're honoring his legacy because he's built a good legacy. He deserves to be honored in that way.
I was talking to a friend of mine today. He's actually one of my dad's best friends, but my dad passed several years ago, so we still do things together. And we're both part of the Lions Club here in Clinton. And so we were at the club doing stuff today, and I said, "Have you heard Chuck Norris passed away?" He goes, "Yeah." And then I started thinking, because I always said Chuck Norris is my generation. No, Chuck Norris was his generation. So because this gentleman I was talking to is 79, 80 years old, and Chuck was 86. So Chuck Norris is even part of the generation before me.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I grew up with Chuck. Grew up when
he's a multi-generational guy.
Yeah, and I think if it wasn't for the Chuck Norris isms, my generation and your generation, probably even generation after you, because you're what, 40 years old?
Yeah, 42.
42? Yeah, because I heard on a talk show today, I was listening to radio, and the guy's daughter was there, and she's in her mid-20s, and she didn't know who Chuck Norris was.
That's crazy. Yeah. See, that I find that bizarre. But yeah, see, and that's what like you were saying, that's what the Chuck Norris isms, are going to do. They're going to keep him going for generations beyond.
Now, also, I don't know if the term Chuck Norrisms is an actual term. I just started using it today. So
I like it, and I'm going to start using it too.
so I am the inventor of Chuck Norris isms.
Yeah.
Chuck Norrisms. There you go.
I'll be 42 for 10 more days.
Wow. So 10 more days. So that would be, what is it? So on the 30th of March, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at you. Look at you. Congrats, dude. Now, no, I should say congrats. Happy birthday. Chuck Norrisms. So did you see the movie The Expendables?
Yeah, I've seen. I didn't see the one with Chuck Norris in it. I watched the first one. I wasn't a big fan. The only reason that I'll likely watch the second and third was probably the only reason that drew me to the first was just the nostalgia of having all the guys.
Yeah.
From the action movies in one single movie. That really the reason I tuned in. But I didn't get a chance to see the one with Chuck Norris yet.
Yeah, I think what was the line he said? Because they asked him something. He goes, "Yeah, I got bit by a snake. You know, I had to wait 3 days, then the snake died, or something like that."
Yeah. I also saw one that said death came for Chuck 3 years ago, but he roundhouse kicked it, and it just now woke up.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are I'm gonna be looking up more of those, and so that way I have some in the bank and stuff, because I think they're always fun. We always do that stuff. You know, me and my friends always, we end up on Chuck Norris every now and again, and those Chuck Norris isms, as you say. So
yep. The best one I heard yesterday, matter of fact, and I had to use it today, and my thing is Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He does push downs.
Yeah. I saw that one too. I
love that. Maybe because I'm a workout dude, but I love that one.
I also like the one where they say, underneath Chuck Norris's beard is not actually a chin. It's a third fist.
And what's the other one I use today? Oh, yeah. Chuck Norris doesn't read books. He just stares at them until they're scared and they give up the information.
Yeah, I saw that one. That one was good too.
Chuck, rest in peace, my friend.
Yeah, I was
I've never met the man, but here you go.
Yeah. I was a big Texas Ranger fan.
I never got into that. I mean, I didn't dislike it. I just never got into it.
Yeah, I didn't like the reboot, like the one they're doing now. I don't think that's any good. But I did like the one with him. The first season's hard to get through. I'll be honest. The first season's a little hard to get through because I don't think they know what the show is yet, except that it's a Chuck Norris show. So, but in season 2 and onward, it gets some actual like anchorage. You can actually follow some story, and it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Well, when you think about it, and I don't watch a whole lot of new TV series now. Some of the older ones I like, and I've talked about this several times. And right now I'm big into Numbers and I'm big into Leverage, those two shows. And the first season of each one of those was kind of, especially Leverage, I mean, Numbers was sketchy at best.
Yeah.
But after that, it took off. Leverage, it kind of got you hooked on the first, I don't know if you watched it or not, but the first episode will get you hooked. And it had a little bit of character development the next several episodes, but then it took off. But season 5 was shitty. Don't even bother watching season 5.
See, I kind of feel that way about Blue Bloods on CBS. Like when that series started, there was there's this kind of understory going on about the Knights Templar, this organization within the police. Mm-hmm. And I kept waiting for a payoff. And by the time I reached season 4, I decided that I didn't care anymore.
Okay.
So it was just like they built it up in the first season and then it was pretty much gone away. Like they'd mention it 2 or 3 episodes a season, but nothing, like it wasn't going anywhere. And then by the time I was through season 4, I'm like, okay, well, I thought this was going to be like an underlying thing, or maybe we would reach a peak and then that would be a big part of a season or something. But I just got tired of waiting for it.
I get it. Hey, I just saw we had an influx of people coming in. So, hey, if you're here for the first time, appreciate it. My name's Andrew. This is my buddy JD. Popcorn, whiskey, and
weed.
Weed when JD's on here. And tonight we're just spitballing. We're talking about Chuck Norris. Now we're getting into TV a little bit. If you have questions or want to say hi, feel free to put something in the chat and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
And like I said, we have 0 planned tonight. Now that's usually my my method is zero plan, but JD with his show, Mayhem Media and the Boiling Point podcast, he's very meticulous. He's
I
planned
am.
out. So
I am. There's not much in my own show that I am not completely prepared for. We do a couple impromptu episodes, and I always like doing them. Like that's why I said, dude, if you want to do one, I'm totally down tonight. I like doing them. I like doing those, but again, even those, like when I do those, they're kind of planned out. Like, okay, this episode is just going to be like, just general talk, not anything specific. So even then, I still kind of plan it out.
Gotcha. We were talking about TV shows. One that I tell everybody all the time, and now I haven't seen the last season, and it's been out for several years, so I don't know if I ever will or not. But Orange is the New Black. Did you ever watch that?
I have not seen that, but I've heard a lot of good and positive things about it. I just haven't had the chance to sit down and watch it.
When the first came out, after the season 1 was over, people were ramping and raving about it. Now, at the time, I was homesick from work one day, and I mean, I was deathly sick. I was in bed all day. I couldn't even get up. I said, I'm going to try this out. So I started watching it, and the first episode sucked. I said, I can't believe people are liking this. I said, what am I missing here? I said, I'll watch another episode because I'm in bed doing nothing else. I'll watch it. Yeah. Holy crap. It hooked me in and sucked me in, and it was great.
I've heard a lot of comparisons that it's really the female version of Oz, if you're familiar with that show.
I don't know anything about Oz.
Oh man, you should really watch that show.
Okay.
I think you might. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, with some of your shows, I don't know how much it gets pretty serious. I mean, it's in a man's prison. It's a maximum security penitentiary, and it's on HBO. You're gonna see some stuff.
Okay.
And I'm eating that both in the figurative and the literal context when I say stuff.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Prison, man. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because it's on HBO. It's on HBO, so there is no filter on that. So yeah, but I've heard that it's the female, like a lot, like that was the comparison. Like if you were a fan of Oz, it's very much a similar kind of a feel. Now, like I said, I haven't seen Orange is the New Black yet, but that's always the comparison when people are telling me, they're like, dude, you like Oz, you will definitely love Orange is the New Black.
Didn't Oz came out afterwards though?
Or no, Oz is from 2000 to in the 2000s, in the middle 2000s.
Oh, okay. Oz came out. Okay. All right. No, yeah. Orange is the New Black came out, and
actually, when you go watch Oz, if you get a chance to go back and watch it, you're going to recognize almost every single person of the cast. They are all somewhere doing something now. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. There's very few of them who that was pretty much like the end of their career. Many of them went on to do many other things.
Okay. Here's a thing from Molly. A lot of TV shows that last several seasons seem to really fizzle out the storylines. They seem to get hokey. Well, yeah, I'd have to agree. A lot of them do. Burn Notice. And let me just go through some of the series that I really like. We'll just go back and forth here. How's that?
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows of all time is Burn Notice. It got me hooked from episode 1 because it came on. It was on the USA Network, and here's how I got hooked up on it. It came on after WWE Raw at the time.
Yeah.
So I watched Raw, and so it came on. Like, oh, okay, I'll start watching this. And right away, it had me hooked because there's a girl named Gabrielle Anwar who used to be on my top 10 list. Matter of fact, she was on my top 5 list. And I said, oh, I got to watch this. Is Gabrielle on there? What the heck?
Yeah.
So I was hooked on that. And so I was a huge fan of that. And there was one season, I think it lasted for 6 or 7 seasons.
Yeah, I think
last season, it got really, really dark. I didn't like the way that direction it went, but there's another season in there I just didn't care for. But the other ones, top notch all the way. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely.
6 or 7 seasons seem to be where you want to be with a TV show, unless you're telling a story that takes longer to tell. And I'll give an example. Like Game of Thrones, they only did 8-episode seasons, and they only did 8 seasons. They could have easily got 14 or 15 seasons out of that because of the amount of information in the book. They skipped a lot of stuff in the book. So that's one that could have gone longer and been a longer series. But otherwise, most series, I think 5-6 seasons, and you really got to start heading, you got to be finding the exit. You got to be showing people, hey, we're heading towards the end, so stick with us.
Okay. I mentioned Numbers a few minutes ago. The first season, in my opinion, was the worst season, and I'm not saying that it was bad. I'm saying compared to the other ones, it was the worst.
Yeah,
character development and everything else they had to get put it in there. But after that, there was not a dull season at all. I mean, even when cast members left, they replaced them with other cast members, and it was just as good. And
that's hard to do.
Yeah, it's very hard to do. I was extremely. I don't think it was sad because I think it was time for it to end. I liked the way it ended. I thought it ended in a good note, and it left the door open for future episodes, which it wasn't going to do. But they left the door open, and it was just a progression. So it was fairly good. So if anybody, if you don't know what Numbers is, it's basically an FBI crime drama type thing where the dude is a genius mathematician, and he helps solve FBI crimes by mathematical mathematical problems, and it's pretty good with all the different storylines built in.
And
the
two main actors they have at the head of that series are really excellent actors. So,
yes. Are you a fan of Numbers?
I've never seen it, but I've seen advertisements, and I have an aunt who is just like she used to rave about that show. And also it has, I mean, Jim Caviezel. I was a fan of Passion of the Christ and some of his other episodes. He was actually in, not episodes, movies. I'm sorry. Jim Caviezel was actually also in G.I. Jane also. The guy, I can't remember his name right now, the actor's name, but he played in Lost. And I'm a fan of Lost.
I didn't see Lost.
Really?
Okay, here's something that just came up. All right. What is popcorn and whiskey? Hello, Rita. Popcorn and whiskey. Long story short, this is a series that I started several years ago when I just would come on. This was before Facebook actually had a live version where you can do it on here. It was another platform. And I think I would come on doing it through this other platform called BeLive.net or something like that. BeLive.tv. And I was able to stream onto Facebook through them. You couldn't do it directly from Facebook. Yeah. So I just started coming on Saturday nights, and I called it Saturday Night Chit Chat. And then because I always had an adult beverage with me. Every so often I would have microwave popcorn as well. So little by little, one night I just say, you know what, I should just call the show Popcorn and Whiskey.
Yeah.
So that's when it was born. That was about 5 years ago. And since then, it took a hiatus for a little bit. Then it came back pretty strong. And I was doing it consistently every week, if not 2 or 3 times a week, consistently coming on here. And it was right at a year ago, maybe less than a year ago, when JD and I were on the same Facebook page about podcasters and stuff. And I don't know if I put out a thing to say, hey, you want a guest host, or if you did. I don't know how we got hooked up.
You did.
But we did. And bingo, bango, bongo. We got on here. We talked professional wrestling. We had a lot of shows TV shows and movies that we liked, and a lot that we both liked, a lot that we didn't.
Yep.
But we just developed this online friendship, and he comes on whatever he would like. The mic is always open to him, my show, and also with his show, which is, go ahead and plug your shows there, JD.
Yeah, Mayhem Media. That's the entertainment one. I also started podcasting about 5 or 6 years ago. Mayhem Media started in 2022. I have another brand, the Boiling Point Podcast, that talks like politics and faith, economics, world news, that kind of thing. And I started that in 2020. And yeah, I saw Andrew posted something in a podcasters group about he wanted guests. He wanted to have a couple guests on, like, for 10 minutes. You were plugging, like, come on for 10 minutes and chat. And at the time, I was likely scrolling through looking for people who were looking to network.
Yep.
So when I saw that, I'm like, I'm going to do this, because that's one thing I've learned. That's one thing I've learned is don't be afraid to reach out to somebody and send a message to somebody or whatever, because the worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to say no.
Yep. And I feel comfortable saying this. You and I developed a pretty good friendship, even though we'd never met in person. But if we ever did meet in person, we'd hit it off just great. I'm sure we would.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I enjoy coming on, and you, as I said, you always come on. You're always welcome to come on my episodes, and you've come on several of my different
mhm,
shows and stuff. So yeah,
we have a
we
good
work
time.
together and collaborate now,
S
and it's always nicer to talk to somebody, than
Yes,
by yourself. It's
yes.
always better that way.
So there you go, Rita. That's the show. Um, Rita says, "Do you remember MySpace?" Oh yeah,
Yes.
I never got into MySpace much, but yeah, I do remember it.
Well, I was a teenager at the time, so it was right up my alley. I could make my page look like, like you could make MySpace pages look.
Okay, and let's see. Okay, we got some other. Well, look at this. We're getting all kinds of things here. All
Hey,
right.
I like that. Let's do
Uh,
it.
Lawrence says, "Passion of the Christ was a great show. I've never seen Passion of the Christ.
It's a really good movie. It's
It's a
a
movie. Yeah, it's
hard
a movie.
movie.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
hard movie. It's a hard movie to watch. If you have trouble with violence, and I don't usually, but that's brutal. It's brutal. It's a very accurate representation
See,
of
that's why I don't want to watch it. 'Cause
dude, it's powerful, bro. It is powerful.
Okay. All right. Well, then Molly says, I like the way they did Yellowstone. They told a story for a few seasons, then moved on creating new shows that were related.
Yeah, creating a universe. That's something a lot of shows are starting to do now. The law, at least with TV, the Law and Orders were really the grandparents of creating a universe. Having the different Law and Orders and then having crossover episodes. But
Mhm.
now they do it with the Chicago series, um, and many others. And Yellowstone is a great series. The two prequel seasons are amazing. I've only got to see a little bit of the new show that they come out with, but they're also planning another show with um, the one that's out now with the U.S. Marshals is follows Casey Dutton and his sister from the show, who I'm totally drawing a blank on, but I
Okay.
believe they're supposed to be making a show for her and her husband as well. So, and there's also talk of the Four Sixes, a Four Sixes Ranch TV show, which is featured in Yellowstone.
Oh, wow. See, I've
So
never seen any of these. So is Yellowstone, is that the one with Kevin Costner in it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
See,
created by Taylor Sheridan. He's creating the universe. They
oh,
basically
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Paramount hired him to create this universe specifically, actually. So
You see, I guess I'm afraid to get into what I call newer shows like the Yellowstone and Landman.
oh man, Landman's good too, man. It
Because I
is.
don't want to get wrapped up into it. I mean,
Ooh,
it's not that I dislike watching them. Now, you mentioned Game of Thrones. I'm not going to watch Flying Dragons. Sorry, I'm just
oh
not going to
man,
do
you should really watch Game of Thrones too. I'm
it.
serious.
So,
Well,
so
I mean, listen. I mean, if you're not a fan of the books, then the series won't be as disappointing to you.
honestly, I didn't even know there were books until you just said so tonight. I didn't know.
Oh
there
yeah,
were
they're
books.
based off of books written by George R. R. Martin, and that's what the spin-offs and stuff that they're coming out with now, the new Game of Thrones shows, House of the Dragon and Night of the Seven Kingdoms are parts of the books that they skipped over in Game of Thrones.
Hey, this is how this night is going. So you said House of Dragons. Isn't that one movie that Chuck Norris was in?
I don't think so.
He was in a lot of different dragon movies as well.
Yeah,
When he
he
fought
was.
Bruce Lee.
Yes, with Bruce Lee. Yeah, he was in a couple with Bruce Lee too.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, all right. Back to TV shows. No, we're just jumping around here. Have you ever watched White Collar?
No, I've never actually watched it. I've seen it, but I've never watched it.
That is good. I don't think there was ever a bad season in that one. We're talking about seasons. I think that was 5, maybe 6 seasons again. I don't think there's ever a bad season on that one. The storyline kept going, and the ending was pretty. It was good, and it kept you thinking right away. Unfortunately, they probably will never do another remake or a sequel or anything because one of the main characters passed away last year. Willie Garrison, I think his last name was Garrison. He was in the movie, the show Sex in the City. I don't know if you saw that one. I never watched that either.
Did you say Chris Noth? Is that
No,
what you're trying to talk about?
Willie Garrison.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then yeah, dude, I just got confused. I got confused as soon as you brought Sex in the City. I got totally turned around. So that's my bad.
Okay. Okay. Now we got some questions here. Let's see. Lawrence again. Have you ever seen the Epic Elvis movie yet? I don't even know what that is. The Epic Elvis movie. No, I have not. Uh-oh. Who we have there? Tell him to come on camera. What the heck? That was your nephew?
That's my nephew. He's coming for a hug. Come over here.
Get over here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah. Say hi.
Okay. Here's what you tell your uncle.
No, don't listen to him. We're gonna just turn him off.
We'll just turn him off. We
don't
trust.
listen to him.
Tell him that.
Just remember that you don't want to say hi to everybody because that's what you want to do.
Good night, everyone.
Oh, good night. Okay. You're finally gonna go to bed?
Is that your coach?
Not my coach. We're just friends.
Oh.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? Yeah, I'm not going to get into a lot of wrestling, but just for you folks to know that it's an inside joke between me and JD about.
And I missed the comment. Whatever the comment you put up on the screen was, I didn't catch it.
Let's put it back up here. Have you ever seen the epic Elvis movie yet?
No, I haven't seen the Elvis movie, but if you're talking about like that kind of style of movie, I thought the Ray Charles movie with Jamie Foxx was excellent. Was excellent. I also thought Joaquin Phoenix did a great job as playing Johnny Cash in Walk the Line.
You know, I've never seen either one of those two.
They're really good movies.
Lawrence says it's the new movie that is in theaters. Elvis, there's a movie in theaters with Elvis? I didn't know that.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't think I caught that either. I just saw the Turtles 2 movie, the re-release of the Turtles 2 movie. Yeah,
you know what? I saw a commercial about that yesterday. I thought it was a brand new movie coming out. Then at the end it said it's re-releasing. I almost called. I was going to call you. I was going to say, dude, look what's coming out. But no, it was the remake or the.
I mean, I knew it was coming out, but I thought it was later in the month, so I almost missed it. I just happened to catch the last day that it was in theaters.
Did you go to a theater and watch it?
Yeah.
Recently?
Last night.
Holy crap. So I thought it was the end of the month. I didn't know it was there now. Okay.
Yeah. Late Thursday was last day. I checked last weekend. I mean, it's in select theaters for longer, but nothing that's in my immediate area, right where I'm at. So I wanted to go see it Thursday. Now, the first movie released last year, the first from 1990, the original live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, which is now holds the number for a movie that I've seen the most times in theaters, which is the Turtles 1 movie from 1990. I saw it twice as a kid, and I just saw it last year. That movie did so good in the box office that they actually extended how long it was in the theaters. And that's the whole reason we got Turtles 2 this year, was because Turtles 1 from 1990, a movie that they made, in 1990, and they probably spent maybe a couple tens of thousands, a couple $100,000 on marketing and stuff. And that movie made over $300 million.
Wow. I got to tell you, because I went to the theaters and saw the Turtles, loved it. Loved Turtles 1. Absolutely loved it. Turtles 2, I don't remember much of it.
It's not. I just watched it, and the first thing my mom asked how it was, I said it was good. It also reminded me of why I liked the first one so much. Because the first one seemed to appeal to more of like the teenage kind of style, or young adult maybe even. Mm-hmm. But Turtles 2, they start going, they're clearly appealing to children.
Okay. All right. Now, how many other turtle movies did they make? Now, before I answer that, I saw the one a few years ago where the WWE guy Sheamus was in it for that small part.
Yeah, that's the one created by Michael Bay, and we don't talk about that abomination.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't care for it. Yeah. The only reason I went to see it is because Sheamus was in it, and he had a real small part. I didn't care for it.
The only cool thing about that one was that they actually, in the second one they made Bebop and Rocksteady from the cartoon series. That was the only thing that I almost went and watched those movies because of they actually had Bebop and Rocksteady. But in the end, I just couldn't do it.
So how many? There's Turtle 1 or Turtle 2 we talked about.
And then there's a third one in the live action series. So there's Turtles 1, Turtles 2, and then Turtles 3. Turtles 3 is, listen, Turtles 1 and 2 go together. They serve an overlying story arc with the Shredder.
Okay.
So which makes Turtles 2 a little bit better. Like I said, it's way more cartoony. They're definitely aiming for kids in the second movie. So it's not the greatest in terms of my opinion. But at least it has Shredder. It has the overstoring arc. Turtles 3, they go off the rails. because they time travel. They go back in time to ancient Japan.
See, I don't think I saw that one then. I don't
Yeah,
remember that
I
one.
mean, it's the thing that I will say that the number 3 has for it is the action sequences. They have some really good Turtles combat. I mean, watching karate I mean, as a Turtles fan, if the Turtles are doing karate and kicking people's butts, you're gonna watch it just naturally. I mean, that's just the way it is. So, I mean, Turtles 3 does have that going for it. It's got some really good battle sequences and battle scenes. And it actually holds if you really want to get into it. And I would not classify it up there very high in terms of one of the best sword fights I've ever seen in a movie. But Turtles 3 does possess a sword fight with Leonardo.
It says that again. It possesses a sword fight. What?
With Leonardo.
Don't they all have swords?
No, Leonardo has swords. Leonardo is the blue turtle. He has swords. Raphael is the red turtle. He has the sai, which is the like short dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Michelangelo is he wears the yellow, and he has the nunchucks. And then Donatello is the purple, and he carries the bow staff.
Thanks for tuning into Turtle Nerd Talk, folks. Here we go.
Don't get me started on turtles. I got knowledge.
We already did.
Yeah, I got turtles knowledge for days, man. Don't even.
And here's the beauty of how I do this show, unscripted. We can go off into tangents, and when I have a guest such as JD who has expertise in so many things, every so often we'll dive into one, and like you said, he has turtle knowledge forever. I was this is a funny story. A couple of weeks ago, there is in my local town there, they have a trivia night at a local bar. So I was at the bar, and they had a turtle the trivia question about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing. I didn't know the answer, so I'm texting JD real quick, and the dude didn't get back to me for an hour. Like,
no,
what the heck? Then the question was over with.
Yep, I was not near my phone. Yeah. Well, hey, listen, if you want me as a phone a friend, you got to call. You got to call. If you want me as a phone a friend, you cannot message me and expect to be having my phone.
I didn't know there's going to have a turtle question for crying out loud.
Hey, man, like you just said, I got expertise in a wide range. You should just put me on speed dial. That way, if you need to phone a friend quick.
All right, here's a question about the Turtles. Did Turtles have a live action TV show, not cartoon?
Yes, they did.
Oh, there you go, Molly. There you go. All right.
I believe it was in the early to mid 2000s, between 2000 and 2010. They had a live action Turtles show. I wasn't a big fan of it, but at that time I had just graduated high school, and I had lots of other things on my mind, and Turtles was not one of them. So I'm not super extensive on that. However, you get to see, that's also one of the rare ones where you get to see a female turtle. And I believe the one that they featured on that show, I want to say her name was Venus on that series. So
really?
You get the occasional fifth turtle depending on what movie or cartoon or a live action movie or show you're watching. There's the occasional fifth turtle, and there are two different girl turtles that have been with the turtles.
Okay.
Venus is the purple one. She also, I think she's either purple, she's a different shade of purple or blue. I don't recall exactly which it is. She's a different shade of purple or blue. And then the other fifth turtle, and she's the more popular one, is Jenica. And she carries, she's got the yellow. She carries the yellow bandana, and she has, I don't know what the official name of them are. I'm totally drawing a blank on what it's called, but she carries they're like claws. She has her hands on these things, and she holds these things, and they're almost like Wolverine claws, but they're
Wolverine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but they're an actual ninja weapon. They're not like Wolverine claws. They're an actual ninja weapon. And they also go on her feet. They go on her hands and go on her feet, and they carry blades.
Yeah. Speaking of Wolverine, I never got into the X-Men at all. Did you?
I'm a huge X-Men fan. Marvel, yeah, all day.
I will chalk this up because I was working nights at the time and I was dead tired. But I took my two little nephews at the time to see one of the X-Men movies, and I fell asleep during the theater.
Depending on which one you got, the movies from Fox.
I couldn't even tell you what one it was.
The movies from Fox are not the best. We'll see how Marvel. I think Marvel's going to about to do a better job bringing them into the cinematic universe. But yeah, the Fox movies weren't the best. They were not the best. They decided to. I mean, I don't know if it was their fault, but because of the rights, I don't know if they didn't have the rights to maybe tell some of the origin stories as they're supposed to be told, perhaps. But yeah, they did not do a super great job on the Wolverine origins movies. Those are good.
Now, speaking of Marvel, don't you have a series coming up?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I was about to try and plug it anyway. So yeah, Monday night, and every Monday night, at least for a little while, we may have to change the day up once we get into summer due to kids and not being in school. We may have to change up our schedule. But yeah, every Monday night, I'm going to be doing an episode on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'll be having Brad, aka J-Mac from Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc. He'll be joining me, and at least this Monday, he'll be Superfly, Johnny Lee from Nice Guy Andy podcast will be joining me. Yes, and Andrew.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to join. I haven't been invited. I'm inviting myself to this one, so I haven't.
No, you're absolutely welcome to join. But we're going to be covering the Marvel Cinematic Universe every Monday live at 8 p.m. For at least the next several weeks. And we're going to likely do a movie. Some movies will warrant their own episode, but we'll likely do two movies an episode. Okay. And this Monday we started, and we're starting right at the very beginning. Iron Man 1 and the Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton.
The Incredible. I give you both in a nutshell here. The Iron Man 1 rocked. It was awesome. Incredible Hulk sucked.
Yes. Let's not get into it too much so we can save some conversation for Monday, but I don't mind giving a teaser. The problem with the Incredible Hulk is that it's been done already. And the one thing I'll say about the Incredible Hulk is at least they didn't do an origin story. Like at least it wasn't how did the Hulk become the Hulk? At least they kind of just covered that in the opening credits. And then it was a story away from the origins of him. So that's what I will say about that.
See, I remember Iron Man, and I'm not going to get into the story at all, but this is how I watched it. I was living in Florida at the time, and when I would go to a movie, and I know this is wrong, so nobody hate me for this, but I would time it so I can go watch 2 or 3 movies at a time at a theater that had multiple movies in there, and most of the theaters I went to got the unlimited popcorn. So between movies, I would go fill up my popcorn. So I watched Iron Man, and I don't remember what the other one was, but I remember Iron Man. I came out, and this one texting first was around, I guess. Well, at least for me it was. I texted my nephew, who's a huge Marvel fan like yourself, huge Marvel fan, and I said, "Dude, this is the best movie I've seen in a long time," and I'm the only one in the theater, the only one. He says, "It's about time you've seen it. The rest of the country has already watched it. It's like out for 6 or 8 weeks, something like that."
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. I wanted to see it again. It was great. I loved Iron Man 1.
They did a great. That was I chalked that up to casting, because with Iron Man there was no, like, they had a plan. Like they had some of the first couple of movies and stuff leading up to the first Avengers. They had that a little planned out, but it all hinged on Iron Man 1. If Iron Man 1 flops at the box office, there is no Incredible Hulk. There is no Iron Man 2 after that. So
right.
And I credit that to casting, because Robert Downey Jr. owned Tony Stark,
absolutely.
Iron Man.
Hey, here's an idea for a show, because I did this several years ago. I think there was 16 or 17 at the time. The MCU Phase 1 was 17 movies, I think, 16 or 17 movies. List them in order that you liked. One of those things. Yeah. I did that. So that might be a show. Listed.
Yeah, that would be. I never thought about ranking them before. We're just going to go through them one by one and kind of talk about them and how they are with, how they fit into the overall story and stuff. Yeah. There's my.
Hey, buddy. What's your name?
Liam.
Liam. Okay.
Happy Patty's Day.
What was that?
He said Happy St. Patty's Day. He's always about saying happy whatever the next or most recent holiday was.
Well, Happy St. Patty's Day, Liam. Absolutely, buddy. Remember, in punk we trust.
Go ahead. What?
I just turned 10 last year.
Summer. You're coming. You're gonna no. Tell me you're gonna be 11 in a few months. That's how you say it.
You turning 11. Hey, good for you, my friend.
I just had a birthday last month.
No, you didn't have a birthday last month. You have a birthday coming up in July. You're tired now. You're finally starting to get tired. It's about time. It's almost 9:30.
All right, Liam. Good night, buddy. You come on next time we're on here, okay? That's JD and his nephew Liam. He makes a guest appearance every so often, and we absolutely love him to death. There's a running joke with me and JD and a couple other guys when we do a professional wrestling podcast. We get if Liam comes on, we make him say things that JD does not like at all about different wrestlers. So it's funny when we say that. At least I think it's funny, one of those kind of things. So it's always a good time. Okay, let's see here.
So, but yes, we're doing the series Mondays. So check that out. And yes, I like your idea of ranking the Marvel movies.
Molly, I think I remember watching it with my granddaughter. I think this was going back to the Turtles movie. She watched it with her granddaughters a long time ago. Molly, I didn't think you're old enough to have granddaughters. I know her. I didn't think you're old enough to have granddaughters. Apparently you are. Wow. Okay.
The movie released the first time right around my birthday. Obviously, my birthday's March 30th. That's why they're releasing in March for the anniversaries.
But if the first one came out in 1990, what were you, like 4 years old?
7.
You were 7.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
And my dad dressed up as a Ninja Turtle.
Oh my gosh!
Which I didn't actually know about until years later. It wasn't until I was a little bit more grown. I was talking to my mom and I was like, "Hey, Mom, how come Dad was never at that? I don't remember seeing Dad. Like he was there for a while, but then he left. Where did he go? Why was he gone?" And then she was like, "John, he was the one in the turtle." And I was like, that makes sense now. So, but yeah, he dressed up as a turtle. I had a whole pizza party, like my mom and dad. It was my first big birthday party, like not just a kid birthday party, because I was 7, I was in 2nd grade. So it was the first time that I got to invite a bunch of kids from school and stuff like that. And it was a whole pizza party. And then we went to the movies after that.
Wow. That's great. That's great. It shows how much different you and I are. That movie came out after I graduated college. How different of age group, the age difference we are. Yeah. So I think because you just turned 42. You're going to be 42, you said?
43.
43. I'm a lot older than you, so I am 16 years older than you.
I would not have guessed that.
No, because I look so young. That's right.
Absolutely, no doubt, dude.
I'm an old man, dude.
I don't. Right before now, I don't know that you and I ever talked about how old you were.
No.
And I think when I talk and when you talk, because we do know a lot of the similar stuff. So I think we both always assumed, or at least I've always assumed, that you were in my age group. I did not realize that you were that much older than I am. You definitely don't. You definitely don't look it. I'll tell you that. That's why I said, dude, I would have guessed 48, maybe 50.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Now, here's the first, because there's no one listening anymore. Everybody logged off.
We bored everybody.
I guess we bored everybody. Well, but this is the first time I've acknowledged this. I just recently turned 59. I just recently turned 59. So there you go. Yeah.
So you and my mom are in the same age group. She's a little bit older than you.
Okay. All right. I can hang with your mom. Absolutely. Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah. She's only got 3 years on you.
Okay. All right. So ask her if you remember this. Ask her if she remembers the movie Valley Girl in the early 80s. Absolutely. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. I guess I should have put that on the Andrew quiz last week or 2 weeks ago when I did it. The Andrew quiz. Valley Girl.
I don't think she's awake anymore.
Okay, it's okay.
Oh, she is awake. Andrew wants to know, have you ever seen Valley Girls?
Valley Girl, the movie Valley Girl.
The movie Valley Girl?
Sounds familiar, but not offhand.
She says it sounds familiar, but not offhand.
Yeah, it's 1982, 1983, something like that when it first came out. I was still in high school, but one of my favorite movies of all time. Absolutely love that movie. Deborah Foreman, Nicolas Cage, which was his first movie where he actually was billed.
You know it now?
Yep.
It was the Nicolas Cage.
I see Nicolas Cage, his first.
Step over more if you want to get on camera.
Or you want to be on camera?
You don't have to be. No.
You can be on camera. Hello. Hi. Yeah, Nicolas Cage. That was his first movie where he was billed as Nicolas Cage. Before that, he was Nicholas Coppola because he's Francis Ford Coppola's nephew.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, his first movie he was billed as Nicolas Cage.
I mean,
he was a starring role in that movie. Yeah.
I didn't think his name was actually Cage, but I didn't know he was a Coppola. That's crazy.
Coppola, yeah. And it's probably the only movie that I like that he's in. I take that back. I like the National. What's it called?
National Treasures are all right.
National Treasures are all right. I can't not anymore. I can't watch the movie Face Off. I can't watch that. It's too disturbing to me. It's too disturbing.
It is a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. That movie and another one he was in called 8mm.
Oh man.
Oh, I watched that once. I said never again.
Yeah,
never again.
That's some stuff there. Yeah, that's a tough one.
And here's another one that gets me, and it's not a Nicolas Cage movie. Chucky.
If you didn't know that.
What was that?
She didn't know we were live.
Well, yeah, we're live.
I just realized that she probably didn't know that we were live.
The good part is we're live. The bad part is there's nobody watching.
Yeah, there's nobody tuned in right at the moment. But
yeah, we had a bunch of people before, but I guess we bored them all too much. But there's nobody on right now.
She's
gonna bye. Nice meeting you.
You too.
She thought we were just talking.
We are just talking. That's
yeah,
why
but not like she didn't know we were on live on an episode.
I guess that's why everybody left. So, hey, I got to ask you: did you get that streaming stick?
No, it did not get here. I don't know what happened to my order, but
okay, that's all right.
It did not get here.
Hey, I'm not pushing it, but it's up to you. But I'm telling you, you could watch so much stuff.
I have to. There's some stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks that I need to. I'm gonna need it anyway.
Yeah, with that. I watched that AEW last week. Holy crap! No, we're not going to get into wrestling. No wrestling.
Yeah,
tonight.
You didn't want to get into wrestling.
No wrestling tonight.
Yeah.
No wrestling. No politics tonight. So. One of those kind of things.
Yeah.
All right. What were we talking about? We talked about Chuck Norris. We're talking about television shows.
We were on TV shows, and then we went off on a tangent off of that, and ended up
on Turtles. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
TV shows. Let's bring up one more TV show each, and then we'll call it a night. So, give me another TV show that you liked that maybe didn't have the best. Maybe one or two seasons weren't the greatest, but you still watched it anyway.
Ooh, man, one or two seasons not the best, but I still watched it anyway. That would be hard because honestly, if it's not, honestly, I don't want to go back to Game of Thrones, but I will just say this: when I first watched Game of Thrones, I was bored out of my mind. It wasn't until the whole season came out and I could watch the whole thing that I got into it.
Okay.
Right. So I will say that there's some series like that where I can't watch it week to week. I need to watch the whole series like all at once, like binge watch it.
Okay. All right.
And I would say a good series to binge watch. And I don't know if we've ever talked about this, so I'm going to bring this one up because it's also a real favorite of mine. And there's a new series associated with it out right now. And I'm going to say Spartacus from Starz, the Starz series Spartacus.
Okay.
And they have the new series out, The House of Asher, which is a kind of a what if. One of the characters was named Asher, and it was kind of a what if thing. If he, if the events that happened to him didn't happen and something else happened, it's a really good series. So I encourage you, if you were a fan of Spartacus, go watch House of Asher because you're gonna like it.
I haven't seen either one of them,
but I would say Spartacus. I don't think that's one you'd want to watch episode to episode. I think that's one you'd want to binge watch at least a season at a time. I would think, or at least like 5 or 6 episodes, like get through half a season or something at a time. I don't see how I don't think you'd want to watch that one episode at a time or week to week.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen either one of them.
You should check that out. I don't know how you. I mean, are you familiar with Spartacus?
No.
Like, just the story of Spartacus.
No.
There's an old movie called Spartacus too.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you've seen it. I've never actually seen it. I'm aware that the movie exists, but I've never actually seen it all the way through.
Was that Kirk Douglas or Michael Douglas or one of those two guys?
Kirk Douglas, Michael Douglas's father.
Yeah. Okay. Kirk Douglas. Yeah.
But it's a really good it's a good series. They got good actors, and unfortunately, this is almost another side note to something that you brought up about changing characters. Earlier, we were talking about how they had changed characters and numbers. I think you said it was. This one is a recast of the same character, but Andy Whitfield, the guy that plays Spartacus in the first season, he ends up getting non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and he passes away before he's able to do more filming. So they recast Spartacus to finish the story. I will say no disrespect to Leah McIntyre, who was the replacement, but I would have loved to have seen the whole series with Andy Whitfield. He was a superior Spartacus.
Okay.
But Liam McIntyre does a good job, and it doesn't kill the series, or I think it didn't turn me off enough that I didn't want to finish it. I wanted to see the end. So
interesting.
That's what I would say. Spartacus has got great action. TVMA. Obviously, it's definitely TVMA. It's on Stars, and you're going to see stuff, both literally and figuratively again. And there's going to be a lot of
there's like a pattern here of shows that you like to watch, dude. I don't know about you sometimes.
I like the premium series. I like the premium series because it's you're not restricted. I do prefer shows that are on HBO, Stars, Showtime. I do prefer shows like that than shows that are on Fox or USA Network or something like that. I have far more shows I watch on premium channels than I do on regular channels.
Interesting. And I just thought of something. Here's another show I can do, or you can do, or we can both do together. Are shows that we watched or series that we watched that were so bad we had to keep watching them to see if they got any better or not.
Blue Bloods might be the only one I could put on that list.
Oh, I got two right top of my head. One was it called a Batgirl? Couple of from like 2018, 2019, Batgirl. It was horrible, but I had to keep watching it because the acting was so bad.
That's interesting. See, I get that with movies. Like, I can understand that with movies, but not with TV series. Honestly, if a TV series is bad, I don't watch it. I don't put it on. If I'm turned off, or if I don't like something, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it 2 or 3 episodes or whatever. And you know what I go to on that? The Witcher. I wasn't really a fan of the video games.
What is that? What is The Witcher?
It was on Netflix. It's based on a video game series called by the same name, The Witcher. I wasn't a fan of the video game series. I didn't really play much of it, which I'm sure hurt me on the TV series. But Henry Cavill played in it.
Superman.
He was good in it, and I really tried to give it a shot, but I just couldn't. So I guess I could put that on there as well. I guess because I did try and watch The Witcher. I did try and make it through the whole first season. I did make it through the first season, and then I just couldn't give it anymore.
Now, Batgirl was, what was her name on there? Did you see? You remember the Triple X movies with Vin
Diesel?
Yeah, Vin Diesel.
Yeah, the first one was with Vin Diesel. The second one was with Ice Cube, I think.
Yeah, but then the Vin Diesel came back for a third one.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did forget about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the girls in there. What was her name? Ruby or something like that. She played.
My problem with Triple X was that with Vin Diesel was that I'm like, dude, you're playing Toretto. You're playing the guy from the Fast and the Furious movies.
But that's all he plays. No matter what movie he's
in.
I
disagree. I disagree. Pitch Black. I'll argue Pitch Black.
Didn't see that one.
Man, that's a good. At least the first one. The second one, and I'm not sure if there's a third one. The second one's a little bit weird. If you like the story, if you want more of the story, then watch the second and third.
Pitch Black. I never even heard of it.
The first one you can watch alone, and it'd be a good movie. You don't have to watch the series. The first movie is a good standalone series. So, and that was before he became.
So was it a movie or was it a series?
No, it's a movie. I mean, it's a series of movies. I think there were 2 or 3 of them by the end.
Pitch Black. Okay.
Yeah, Pitch Black. Go watch. Yeah, you should watch that because that is a really good movie. It's very unique. It's not something you see a lot of. It's like its own. Like it's when you look into movies, most of the time, a lot of them are remakes or comic book movies or seasonal movies, right? You don't really get a unique story anymore in the movies, or at least not very often. Okay. Pitch Black is one of those kind of like, it's not associated with anything. It's not attached to anything. It's just a good movie with a good story behind it, as long as you're
Okay.
willing to buy into it a little bit.
Okay. Well, that's another thing maybe we'll have a show on movie franchises. One of those kind of things.
Yeah. We do cover some movie franchises from time to time. So yeah.
Well, we'll have to do something like that. So
yeah, I want to do one on the Fast and the Furious. Have you seen the Fast and the Furiouses?
all of them. Which one do you want to know about? I'll tell you all about them all.
Yeah. We should. I'd like to do a Fast and the Furious franchise, so we'll definitely talk about getting that going too.
I think before I knew you, I actually did a one night where I reviewed every Fast and Furious movie based on what I remembered about it. and it was, I guess I was spot on accurate because I actually had some people watching it and they were saying, dude, how do you know all this? I'm like, I don't know how I know all this, but I do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I do. So I love the Fast and Furious movies. All right.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Yeah, we'll definitely put a series together on that then.
Look at us go. Wow, we're like having production meetings in the middle of our show. This is pretty good.
I have no problem with that. I do it all the time.
That's right.
With some guests, I'm like, oh, we're doing that episode. Mark it down. We're doing it. Like those are the best episodes though. When you get somebody that you can have a conversation with.
Yeah.
And then, but you don't want to get too far off topic. That's what I do. I'm like, oh, well, that's an episode. You're coming back on for that.
We'll have to do that. All right, my friend. We've been on for an hour. I'm going to let you go.
All right.
I'm going to hit the hay here in a few minutes, but
yeah. I had physical therapy today, so I'm running out of steam myself.
All right, my friend. Hey, thank you for being on here. And I'll tell you what, we'll just close out together. My name is Andrew. This is Popcorn and Whiskey. My buddy JD over this side. So popcorn and whiskey and
weed.
And weed. But you weren't smoking tonight.
No, I don't usually smoke on camera. I can't smoke on camera with where my computer's set up.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. And we'll discuss that in a future episode of why we call it that. So
when you messaged me and said, hey, give me a few minutes, let me get the studio warmed up, I went to my table and that's where I was until you messaged me that you were ready.
Okay.
So
all right. Well, dude, as always, you're a great guest. I appreciate you, buddy. And you're welcome here anytime.
Yep, absolutely. I'll see you on Monday, if not before then.
Sounds good. Take care, folks. All right. This is Andrew JD. Until next time, Popcorn and Whiskey. Ciao.